Ladies and gents, welcome to another video. Inside this very small box is an iPhone 4S, and this one should be running iOS 5. Let's get it opened up and see if that's the case. And here is the iPhone. Looks to be in pretty good condition. Let's see if it has any battery. And it does, and we're met with the old Apple logo. We'll let this boot up, and once it does, we'll see what we have. All right, here we go. I can immediately tell it's iOS 5 because it has the little lock at the top. That was removed in iOS 6. And we've got the YouTube app. That means this is definitely iOS 5. And we'll make sure of that because we have Siri here. Siri, as you may know, was only available on the iPhone 4S and newer. So if we go to Settings, General, and About, we're met with 5.1.1, and this is a 16 gigabyte model, AT&T being the carrier. Very nice to see. Let me get on the Wi-Fi, and we'll give Siri a shot and see if she can do anything on iOS 5. All right, let's test this out. What's the weather in San Francisco?
Searching the web for what's the weather in San Francisco.
No. Set an alarm for 6:30 p.m.
The alarm is set for 6:30 p.m.
There we go, look at that. Got an alarm, go ahead and turn that off. Very nice. So the iPhone 4S launched in 2011 alongside iOS 5, which brought a few changes. A couple significant ones being the introduction of iCloud, as well as the introduction of iMessage on all the devices that would get iOS 5. And the 4S was the first iPhone to feature a dual-core processor. It has the A5 chip, which I believe is running at 800 megahertz in the iPhone 4S. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but the graphics also got an improvement. The A4 chip in the iPhone 4 was pretty underpowered. And the A5 chip in the 4S and the iPad 2nd gen vastly improved on that. The iPhone 4S also introduced an 8 megapixel camera. For the first time in an iPhone, you could take HD videos and higher resolution photos than ever before. And the App Store looks to be working just fine. We'll see if Pokemon Go will load any details, and it will. That is pretty cool to see, and it's really smooth, and the images and the text appear to be working as they should. Now, the 4S on iOS 5 is super smooth. Hopefully you can tell because I have the video set to 60 FPS, but all of the animations here are flawless. There is no stuttering at all. iOS 5 was smooth for really every device that got it. The iPod Touch 3rd gen, the iPod Touch 4th gen, the iPad 1st gen, iPad 2nd gen, and the iPhone 3GS and the iPhone 4. They all ran really well on iOS 5. The optimization was great. And I would say the same can be said for iOS 6, although the iPod Touch and the 3GS kind of start to show their age there. And we've got the compass, which is working. North is, in fact, to my left here. That's very nice. I gotta say, the build quality on the 4 and 4S is phenomenal. They just feel very sturdy and nice to hold. If you don't have one of these, definitely go get one. They can be had on eBay for like 20 bucks. Now, you're not going to find one on iOS 5 like this, but if you get a 4S, you can downgrade it to iOS 6. I'll link a tutorial on how to do that in the description. It's pretty easy. All you need is Windows 10. Anyway, actually, what I want to do, let's check the SIM card and see what we have there. So the iPhone 4 and 4S used what I think is called micro SIM, and it was very short-lived because the iPhone 5 switched to nano SIM. But it's this kind of, it's this middle ground between a full-size SIM card and then a nano SIM, which is just the gold part you can see there. So this is an AT&T SIM card, and it would actually support 4G. This was the first iPhone to feature 4G connectivity. Despite its name, the iPhone 4 was limited to 3G, and the 4S brought significant improvements in speed with 4G connectivity. I don't think the Stocks app is working. It has not been working for a while. I don't know about weather. Doesn't look like that's working either. Newsstand is working. Notes is working. We'll go ahead and type a little note here. Wow, these small keyboards really get you if you're not used to it. All right, there you have it. That's been a look at the iPhone 4S, the iPhone 4S running iOS 5.1.1. Pretty cool to see, especially as we near the end of 2023. These are getting harder and harder to find. This is the second one I've ever been able to get. And if you've been watching my channel, you know I get a lot of devices. So that must say something about the rarity of these if I've only been able to find two. All right, that'll do it for this one. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in another video.